Hello everyone, this is Arit with Forem, and I wanted to take you through, in preparation for the open source blast off workshop, I wanted to take you through setting up the Forem project on GitPod. So GitPod is a really cool way to set up a development environment without having to install everything on your actual machine. You can set it up within GitPod and it gives you a development environment, and you can create pull requests from there. And I think it's a really cool way to participate in open source, at least for those projects that are configured to use GitPod. So Forem is one of those projects, and I'm going to take us through the steps for configuring Forem on GitPod so you can start contributing. So on my screen, you see I have GitPod open, gitpod.io, and I also have the Forem project, github.com/forum/Forem. So that is our repository, and I am signed in as a mock GitHub user. So this isn't my typical GitHub account, but I created this just to walk you through these steps. So you are signed in on GitHub with your GitHub account, and you want to navigate to the Forem repository. So what we're going to do is we are going to fork the Forem repository, which means making a copy of the Forem repo to your own GitHub account. And you need to do this in order to use GitPod with the Forem project, because you can't work off of our repository. You need to work off of a copy of our repository. So I'm going to show us how to do that right quick. So you come over here and you come to fork, right? So this button here that says fork, and if you hover over it, it says fork your own copy of Forem/Forem to your account, which is what I said. So go ahead and click that, and I have this is the account this is the mock account, Miss Bennett. So typically if you have multiple entities in your GitHub account, it will ask you where you want to place the fork. So I'm gonna click this. Okay, so it's forking, and one way that you can figure out that you have a fork is you have the fork symbol and it says forked from the repository that you forked. All right, so I have forked the Forem repository, and this is in my account. Great. So now we come over to GitPod, and you want to go ahead, and I find it easiest. I mean, you can sign up and I think use an email and a password, but I find it easiest to log in using my GitHub account. So I'm going to come here to log in, and it's going to ask me, let me move my head right quick, and it's going to ask me which of these authentication methods I want to use, and I'm going to continue with GitHub. And so then it asks you to authorize GitPod for your GitHub account, and I'm going to say yes, authorize GitPod. All right, so now in GitPod you are in your workspaces. And as you can see, we have no active workspaces because this is a new GitPod account. Now the instructions here say prefix any Git repository URL with gitpod.io/hash. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Now I am going to show you how you will do this. It's going to be a little different from how I'm going to demonstrate it because we don't have this functionality quite up and running with the Forem repository. We're still working on that. So I will be doing this using a branch on our repository, but you will do this using your forked Forem repository. All right, so I'm going to show you how you're going to do it when you're doing this, and then I'm going to do it a different way. All right, so we're going to follow these instructions here. So I'm going to copy the URL for my forked version of Forem. Okay, so we're going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it in my URL. So that's the first part. Then the instructions say I need to prefix that URL with this. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go to the beginning of the URL and I'm going to paste that. All right. So you copy the forked Forem repository URL and then you prefix it with what GitPod says. So that's how you would do it. All right. Now I am going to be working off a branch. All right. So let me grab that and then we'll continue. All right. So like I said, I'm going to be working off a branch because this functionality is not present in our main repository just yet. We're still working on it. And so I have my branch URL here and I have prefixed it with the GitPod dot, let me get rid of the HTTPS because it's going to be there anyway. But I have prefixed it with the gitpod.io/hash. All right. So we say enter. Okay, and that begins to generate essentially your container within which you're going to be running the Forem development environment. So that's gonna go. Some of these steps are gonna take a little long, so I will be pausing the video and then coming back when it's done so that you're not sitting here for 15-20 minutes and we're just looking at each other. All right, so what's happening right now is it's creating your development environment within GitPod. And so here we are. And I am going to actually extend this a little bit and move my head. So this is the way things will look after, you know, the setup has completed. I'm going to X these over here because they're not that important. Now, I do want to point out a couple things. So let's look at this space right here. All right. So there's a bunch of things happening under the hood. Right? And what you want to look for is you want to look for this line right here that says awaiting port 3000 ... OK. The OK is important, right? Because this tells us that your Forem app is now being served at that port 3000. Okay. And so this is your terminal. So this is your terminal. And for those of us who use VS Code as our code editor, our IDE, this should look quasi-familiar at least. And so on this side right here, we have all our files. And so this is our file structure right here. All right. And let me move my head again. Over here, we have, this is the actual app that is being served. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And so this is the actual app. So this is your Forem development app right here. And so basically whatever changes you make in the code, you will be able to preview it in this pane, this simple browser pane right here. So that's the video. I wanted to show you how you can get set up with the Forem app on GitPod, and that's what we've done. And so during the workshop, we're excited to have you, Nick and I, but this is just to help you get, because we are going to demonstrate how to get started generating pull requests for the Forem, you know, how to get participating in the Forem open source project. And we are going to be using GitPod. And so that's the reason why I created this video, so that you can get a jump start on this before the workshop on Thursday. We are excited to see all of you, and thank you for watching. Thank you.